Okay, hello gamers. Now I know we already just did a video on this mod. Not that mod. But specifically, I came up with a very interesting idea that I think is going to make this mod 10 times better or worse. Now, the mod in particular we are talking about is the better generic focus tree mod that adds a much larger, much more overpowered focus tree for every nation that has the old generic tree. If you watch my old video on Japan that I did at some point, I don't know when this video is actually coming out, you'd already know that you can also just switch, if you're a major nation, to this brand new focus tree. But I got to thinking, because I did want to try this mod out again as a smaller nation and see what it can really accomplish if we give this tree a real go. But then I remembered over here in the custom game rules, you could do a little bit of trickery. You see, what you can do is actually fragment the world, meaning all the releasable nations which don't have focus trees, I may add, except for like some small circumstances, like the Ethiopian releasables all have the Alsa tree and stuff like that, but every releasable, bar a few little small cases, does have that generic tree. So why don't I just go ahead and fragment the entire world? Oh, generally speaking, this is probably something you don't usually want to do because it's just going to explode your game and make it really laggy, but we're built different on this channel. Now, specifically who I want to play, I'm actually going to have to go into the game first to be able to even select them, because I am going to play a releasable nation. Because that's right, boys, releasable nations to Z is here. Look at the state of this map. So I actually clicked the de-imperialized New World, which is kind of funny for the most part because it is just like, this is the USA still, it's just a different name for them. But yeah, they do still have just the USA focus tree. But now we get to pick where we want to play in this absolute cluster truck of a game. All right, so I want to play somebody that's kind of in the thick of it. It's just like looking around like the nations in Germany and found a Chud Jack. You know what? We're going to play Bavaria. So if you haven't watched my last video, or again, I'm not too sure when this video is coming out, but if you haven't seen the video where we've talked about this generic focus tree, you haven't seen it, here you go. This is the monstrosity that everyone has access to. Now, a reason I wanted to release everybody, by the way, is not only because they can go down this tree, but also this little section over here will give the AI claims on their neighbors. So we are going to actually see quite a bit of action. On top of that, I have also, put historical focuses off, so I'm sure the AI is going to be doing something that's going to annoy me. Okay, starting off as the Kingdom of Bavaria, we have literally nothing going for us. Now, interestingly, we can actually do German reunification if we manage to get the modern day borders of Germany, actually, but I reckon that's going to be a bit harder than you imagine. Okay, now because I don't get access to these focuses, they're only for the AI, I'm going to have to actually switch ideologies as quickly as we can to something that can justify. Because currently, Rupert von Wittelsbach has no idea on how to click this button. Okay, I'm going to go with right-wing politics for the simple fact I'm looking at my actual leaders right now and who we have, and sure, von Wittelsbach, he sounds cool, but the fact we've actually just got someone else called Adolf Roll. One Adolf for the other, And I think for the path we're going to pick here, I'm going to go with neo-imperialism. But yeah, we are going to go with neo-imperialism. Last time I was doing hyper-conservative populism until my cat, took me out from top rope. That was great. But I don't need Man of the People this time because I can't remember where it was, but there is something else in this focus tree that actually does the exact same thing with the weekly stability and the weekly war support. It's in here somewhere, trust me. Oh, there you go, found it. Supreme Leader, there it is. Weekly stability, weekly war support, so we don't need Man of the People. And at the bottom, we do get that justify war goal, time -40, when over here you do get -50. But, we'll go with neo-imperialism. It seems more fitting. There you go, we've changed ideologies. I'm not really sure about that flag. Do I like it? Do I hate it? But we're playing musical Adolfs over here. Now we have Adolf Roll. Yeah, at a glance, because I have a big monitor, I did think that just said Adolf Rail, and I thought, man, this guy loves trains, but apparently not. Oh, we actually have von Manstein. Okay, very nice. I didn't think they'd actually bother, to put the effort into doing that, but we do have a good general, and I'm immediately justifying on these guys over here that I'm going to go for the Rhineland immediately. Hopefully we can get away away with a lot of this stuff before people start joining factions, but thankfully there's only the common turn right now. But as soon as tension goes up, a lot of factions are going to be made, because everyone will be able to make one once they get down to ideological fanaticisms, or I'm assuming the democracy one has one too somewhere. But yeah, this is going to be a bit annoying to deal with. We don't really have too much of an army here. I'm hoping we can just pin their army and simply walk into the VP zone. I'm really hoping I don't need Ulm to actually get a capitulation here, but we're going to prepare for the fact that we might have to take Ulm here. Okay, good news. Did not have to take Ulm. Taking the Rhine's going to be a bit of a problem, though. Like, getting across this river isn't exactly something that's going to be too easy, and depending on how much stuff they have, I mean, they don't have a lot of troops. It could be a problem. We might actually be better off going into Gross Hessen. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do that. Plus, you know, I don't like Herman. I'm just going to say it. Okay, Spanish War's getting a little complicated down there, because I actually did the option where you can send it back to the EU4 start date startup, which is, you know, kind of random that they even put that in, but yeah, it's it's like a bit messy down here. Oh yeah, look guys, I got access to EU5. Yeah, raises a question. What do you guys think of EU5? I actually haven't looked at like anything about it really, and I haven't been given early access. I'm not an EU4 guy, so I'm not high up on the list for that. But when it comes out, I'll obviously do a couple videos on it, I imagine, depending on whether or not I like it. But yeah, I have not been following the development of that game at all. I looked at the first few dev diaries, and then I just kind of got bored and moved on. Oh, that solves my problem. Herman just declared war on me. I guess the AI is going down their wars immediately, really, because I'm looking... yeah, look at what's going on, and it's popping off. Okay, he also just left a massive gap in his front line there, so I'm gonna force attack, hold him there, and see if we can't just do the same thing we just did to Baden. Okay, that seems to have worked quite nicely for us. It does have me worried though. I need to keep an eye on who's got war goals on who, because I'm gonna go straight in for the Rhineland now. Well, I actually don't need to go for them. They've come in for me. Okay, it's gonna be a little tricky taking down the Rhine. They've actually got quite a lot of troops, and on top of that, I gotta push across a couple rivers. I also just realized they took out Luxembourg at some point. What the hell? All right, we got a nice breakthrough in the south going. If I can cross the river again, that'd be damn great. But we got like 3 entry points we can get across. He's retreating into one of them, and as long as the AI has nothing else there, we should be fine. Nice. Okay, I think we are good here. Okay, not too bad. Already looking pretty large on the map here, but I have noticed the Democratic Republic of Prussia up there making a couple gains. You know, just because there is so much stuff going on in the world right now, I'm going to keep manually lowering the tension just so we don't see super factions form straight out the bat, at least until like 1940. But yeah, and until like, I think 1940, I'm just going to try to keep the tension down as low as we can. And then once we're at like 1939, I'll just let it go from there. But otherwise, we are about to see just one big faction form, because unsurprisingly, there is a lot of wars. A lot more to come as well. Okay, so I took out Thuringia. Now I'm getting my next justification on Saxony over here, and it looks like the Prussians, who turned to communism, ain't actually doing too well. They're actually in a 3-front war right now. I guess technically 2-front, but it slowed them down, and Hanover's actually making a comeback. Since obviously we can't get any cores on this land, I have also just rushed all the compliance stuff in the focus tree, which again it's super overpowered. You know, I'm not going to deny it. But that should keep us going until we can hit the Form Germany button at some point. Okay, we're making our way up north. Did notice Prussia did not, in fact, win that war at all in the slightest. And now we have 2 Prussias. Once I've gone ahead and taken everything I need, I'm going to go look around the world and actually see the state everything is in. All right, well, Hanover was fighting the Prussians, so I'm not that surprised I just completely rolled over them there. But yeah, that was a bit easy. And now it's 1939 now, so I'm not going to bother controlling tension anymore. And I am a bit worried these guys might get guaranteed. So I should probably actually go for them first. Guess while we'll wait for that justification, let's see who's popping in this world. Okay, so the Soviets actually went for their civil war there. Bukharin, he's chilling up there, not really getting too much done. Weirdly enough, these guys all have quite a few like war goals, but they're not using them. White Siberia is, but doesn't look like it's going too well. Oh damn, we actually got quite a bit happening down in Indochina. Siam's actually formed their formable down there, and they're also, well, attempting to go to Burma, but that does not look like it's going well. Central African Republic as well. They're also popping. Looks like they might actually get Sudan over there. Egypt has taken a lot, but also not taken a lot. And France is fighting to get their land back, and Italy is kind of forming under the rule of a Habsburg. Thankfully, these guys have been buttered up for us to take quite easy. I'm hoping I don't have to go over the East Prussia there, because I don't have a navy. Oh, these guys actually have the German starting navy. I'll take that. There we go. We actually have some form of a navy now. I wonder if these guys actually got the other half to it too. No, it doesn't look like it, so maybe that was just lost to time. And I'm no longer controlling tension at all, so factions are just, oh, they're popping up, and they're in the British faction now, which isn't fun. Okay, now fingers crossed these guys don't join any faction. It doesn't actually matter if they do now, because all I need to do is just control the states. We don't have to own them, so I can still click that button and get on my course. I feel like I've missed something on the factions here, because last I checked, the Little Entente existed. It doesn't exist anymore, but the Africa Alliance has arisen in its place. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I meant about super factions. Just, okay, you know, why are you guys in the African Alliance? Yeah, whatever, no more intervention from me. I'm just gonna take this stuff and we'll see what comes after. Yes, Serbia. If I see these guys join the African Alliance, I may actually sort of fall. Okay, now, unless somebody else declares on me, which I'm not actually too sure if they will, I'm just going to chill. We're going to hit the Germany reunited as soon as I have enough political power, and we're going to try and build up. All right, there we go. Germany reunited. Where's my capital? Minga. What is that? I was going to keep it down there, but I don't think I can live down in Minga. Okay, you know what? Just to be different, we'll put it in Frankfurt. Okay, look at that. We're back to being Germany. We don't have the German focus tree, obviously. We are still our little wholesome self over as, I guess, well, we're not still Bavaria, really, are we? Normally, I don't think we can actually fully reintegrate these places. So, yeah, they're still going to be occupied, some of them. The main ones will still have full control over, which is fine. The only one that's kind of annoying is obviously the east over here, but maybe we'll work on that at some point. For now, I guess we'll just watch the world burn and try and actually build up a nation, considering we have literally no semblance of an air force or a navy. I mean, yeah, technically we do have that navy, but I don't think that's going to cut it. Okay, the current war is shaping up, though. We got the African Alliance versus the Nordic Cooperation Alliance. It's just, you know, it's just stuff that you really, you know, you don't expect to say out loud ever, but here we are. Also, good to see that Ukraine has joined the mutual assistance bloc with Communist China. Do I want to join the South American Confederation? I have been invited by the liberated states of the British West Indies, and, you know, that is an invitation that you just can't turn down. Sadly, I have turned it down, though. Okay, just had my ears blown out by 500 events popping at the same time. What was that? Oh man, I am starting to feel a little bit surrounded here. I don't know about this. Okay, you know what? I think I might blow up one of these factions. Everyone, like I said, everyone will just keep joining the same faction, and I kind of want their AI to, like, make their own factions. And, yeah, I'll wait a little bit, but I think eventually, if they ever get done with this war, I'm going to blow up any faction that remains on the map and let the AI just create loads of different ones. I literally looked away for 2 seconds there. When did the state of Japan? When did oh yeah, and of course, you know, the Nordic Cooperation Alliance, eh? You know, they just keep growing. Belgium, if I see you join any sort of Nordic Cooperation Alliance, we're not going to be friends. For the rest of my Hoi 4 gaming history, I will find you and destroy you. Although I'm only literally doing this because I need air experience, and I don't have an air experience guy. So we're taking whatever crappy little air force that we could scrabble together just to get some like a built plane. Oh, okay. I think they have just destroyed the African Alliance, but weirdly not actually taken everything. They just re-released France back into the world. Okay, so just out of the interest of the game, I have disbanded that faction now, so they're either going to make new factions or probably just join an existing one, which I should probably delete all those as well, and we'll just see what the AI comes up with, but we'll wait and see first. Oh, wait, okay, yeah, this is what I wanted. All right, there you go. The AI is now making factions everywhere. You know, sometimes sometimes you're just so focused on your own territorial ambitions that you miss out on Sweden owning Italy. I love when, you know, a war finally comes to an end and you just try to decipher what any of this means. But I think whatever was happening in Russia has ended. This ain't what I consider to be ended, though. Oh, well, Poland actually declared war on me. I didn't think they were in a faction, but they are actually in a faction. It just looks, at a glance, not like a faction. Oh, I'm gonna have to go. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Oh wait, hold on. No, these guys aren't in the same faction. They've just got all their troops. Sorry, Austria's in the African on top. Okay, so the worst offender here is the fact the United North American Native American states have well, they're in their faction. I don't really know how I'm gonna get over there. Japan also, oh my god, I didn't even realize Japan is also in this. Tell you what, if you don't have a great PC and you're thinking about doing something similar to this, what I'm doing right now, just don't, because the lag is really starting to get real. For a second there, I thought Turkey and Greece had just swapped, but no, I guess they just swapped colors. Okay. Things have gone a little bit hot and a little bit heavy, if you can't tell by me invading Russia. So there's a really annoying glitch right now, or there was up until a little while ago, where I'd take over some land. So I took over, you know, this bit of land right here. Because these guys have military access and the game is so slow, the AI will just put their input of moving into the land that I just took and retake the front, which they kept doing over in Russia. So I declared on Russia. I mean, if you're gonna let the AI like move through you, you might as well fight them, right? But in doing so, some turn of events have happened, and now the Russians are fighting the other democratic forces anyway, which is kind of annoying because that could have come a bit quicker. But yeah, the English faction and the Native American North American Federation are fighting each other, which whatever. And the Greater Austrian Empire, which is in the African Entente, is now fighting the South American Federation. I have a headache. I also love that the South American Federation doesn't have anyone in it from South America. There you go, just happened again. Because I own that land, alright? I don't know if it's just because the game is so laggy, but the AI, they have military access through the Greater Austrian Empire there. They're not at war with the African Entente, and they've just walked back into the land, which you should be able to do. But my only theory here is that it is just so laggy that whatever reason, the AI and their inputs are very delayed, and they're getting away with some tricky stuff. Oh, they're doing it immediately right after. This is illegal! Well, I think my problem might be solved because they can no longer get military access through the Greater Austrian Empire as they are now fighting each other. Alright, we're gonna try get a capitulation going on the United Native American States over here. We still somehow have to make it over to Asia there, but I'll figure that out later. We made it to 1947 and we realized we don't even have no damn trains. Okay, that is one down, one more to go. The good news is I can just get access from China now and try and just naval invade straight away. Oh, also, yeah, China just straight up owns Mexico too. That's good for you, China. We are going to have to blow up this Japanese fleet though if we want to get a landing, and it looks like that won't be too difficult at all. Free me from this hell. I do unironically mean hell. This last section of dealing with the AI, which again has already done it, it walked into non-aligned land and reinvaded stuff. It's just not been fun. I'll tell you something though, whatever's going to be the most horrendous thing we're going to see today is most certainly going to be this peace conference, because I've been releasing every single collab government I could just so I don't have to deal with it. But there's still plenty left that is just, I'm not, oh, it's going to be bad. So yeah, I've been releasing collab governments, which means you keep the land. Nice little hoi 4 tidbit there for you. Obviously, usually ain't too helpful in normal hoi 4 circumstances, for the simple fact usually you don't get like 10 trillion collab gain in a province like this mod. Okay, don't know why we just had a double peace conference there, but Japan's gone as well. Okay, yeah, but I think we're definitely done there. I cannot play anymore. This is breaking my brain. It's safe to say if you let the AI create a bit of chaos, it will most certainly create pure chaos, and it just ain't good. Maybe I should have had the mod on that fixes peace conferences. I don't know why I didn't think about that. And by fix, I mean it tries not to do stuff like this. But yeah, that was kind of fun, I guess. If I didn't intervene either, I guarantee we would have just had one giant faction versus me. And that is not fun from what we saw the AI doing. But you know what? There you go. I said I'd do it. We've done it. We've started as little Bavaria, and now we own too much. Still had a little bit of fun though, but I cannot go on. If I go on, you'll never hear me from me again. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe down below, and let me know what you thought, and if you are crazy enough to take this challenge. If you are, well done.